Good morning, this is Chloe Dawn joining Giovanni Gallucci on the Food and Beverage Trend Report.
Morning, Chloe. Wednesday deep dive.
3 real ones today. 1. Beef tallow went from fringe to $1 billion shelf, and now the giants want in. 2. The soda aisle is going prebiotic, and the multinationals are chasing the independents who built it. 3. The fancy food show opens this weekend, and most makers will walk it like a sales trip instead of a content shoot.
Pour the coffee. Start with the fat.
So Jamie pulled the number that stopped me. Tallow cooked products hit 1.1 billion in annual sales, up 275%. Whole Foods named it a top trend of the year. And now Utz's Boulder Canyon line and Conagra are reformulating to cook in it.
Hold on. The big bag brands are frying in tallow now.
That's the move. The fat the home cooks and the seed oil-free crowd championed for 3 years just became a flagship claim for the same companies that spent a decade frying everything in the cheapest oil they could buy.
And the establishment nutrition voices are out swinging, calling tallow a saturated fat problem.
They are. And that fight is actually the gift. Every time a legacy authority tells people not to trust the fat their grandparents cooked with, it sends the curious shopper looking for someone who will explain it straight. That someone should be you, on camera, not a 30-page white paper.
So the curious shopper is the audience, not the convert.
The curious shopper is the whole audience. She hasn't picked a side yet. She just saw tallow on 3 labels this week and wants to know if it is real or marketing. Answer her question in a 60-second clip, and you have earned a follow the giant paid millions to chase.
And here's where I get itchy because we've watched this exact play before.
Say it.
A giant can swap the frying oil overnight, but a chip fried in tallow on top of an ultra-processed base is still an ultra-processed chip. That's dye-free theater wearing a new coat. The fat changes, the formula behind it doesn't.
Right, and the shopper who actually reads labels sees through it in a week. The tallow line on the front doesn't survive a long ingredient deck on the back. So the independent who was rendering this stuff before it trended is sitting on the one thing the giant can't buy, which is the receipt.
The receipt being the proof you were here first.
The proof, the timeline, the why. A multinational reformulating to tallow this quarter can't show you a post from 3 years ago doing the same thing. That contrast is content, and it is content only the early operator can make.
So you don't outspend them, you out-document them.
Every time. The render itself is the hook. People want to watch the fat come off the source. Show the thing, don't claim the thing.
3 moves out of this one. 1. Film the render. Stand up a standing short-form series, face to camera, showing the actual sourcing and the rendering. Process you can watch beats a label claim a giant can copy by Friday.
2. Plant the dated flag. Pull your oldest post or label from before tallow trended and put it side by side with a giant's brand new Now with Tallow launch. That split screen is a post the latecomer literally can't publish.
3. The quarter-long play. Build a fat literacy franchise, a recurring explainer naming what each fat actually does, so when a shopper asks the search bar or the AI assistant, your account is the answer that owns the category.
Second one. Clark flagged that PepsiCo is launching a prebiotic cola, roughly 2 months after it paid $2 billion for Poppy. And Jarritos just entered functional soda too. The giants are pouring into a lane that Olipop and Poppy built from nothing.
So the independents proved gut health soda sells, and now the conglomerates parachute in with a checkbook.
That's the pattern. They can't invent the category, so they buy the category, then flood the shelf with their own version trailing right behind.
And Olipop isn't small anymore either. This was a garage idea that built $1 billion shelf on gut health.
Which is exactly why the giants are scrambling. 2 founders read the room years before the conglomerate's innovation team filed a single slide. The lag isn't money, it is attention. They were paying attention to people, and the giant was paying attention to spreadsheets.
So the independent's job is to make the attention visible.
Make it visible and make it daily. The founder who answers 100 comments a week is running a moat the conglomerate's agency can't replicate because the agency bills by the hour and the founder shows up by instinct. Put that instinct on camera.
And the skeptic in me asks the obvious question, what did they actually put in the can?
That is the whole tell. A couple grams of fiber dropped into what is basically sugar water with a gut health graphic slapped on the front. Functional fizz theater. The giant nails the can design and misses the reason anybody trusted the original.
Because the reason was never the fiber. It was the founder.
It was the founder and the room she built. Poppy didn't win on prebiotics alone. It won because a real person showed up in the comments every single day and made drinking it feel like belonging to something. A multinational can't manufacture that. It can only imitate the packaging.
So the move for the independent is to lean harder into the part the giant can't fake.
Lean all the way in. When the conglomerate shows up, your founder's face and your community are the moat, not the formula. The formula they can match. The relationship they can't.
Loud and human while the shelf fills up with competent and identical.
That is the game now.
Okay, 3 quick takeaways before we move on.
1. Make the label read the hook. Shoot a 15-second vertical reading the giant's new prebiotic can out loud next to yours, naming what each ingredient is actually for. Label literacy is a scroll stopper now, not a compliance footnote.
2. Run a community ritual. Pin a weekly thread asking your people what they are drinking instead, and feature the best answer every week. You are building the room a national brand can buy its way next to, but never inside of.
3. The longer arc. Lock your founder's face to the gut health point of view through a recurring creator series now, before the lane crowds up with AI-generated sameness. The named human is the asset that compounds. Last one, and the timing is the point. The Summer Fancy Food Show opens this weekend at the Javits Center, 2,500 booths, and the Specialty Food Association named its trend of the year Sense Maxing, food that hits every sense at once. This is the Independence Weekend.
And let me guess, most of those small makers are going to treat it like a sales trip.
Almost all of them. Badge on, pitch the buyers, hand out samples, fly home exhausted. And they will walk past the single biggest content opportunity of their year.
Because a show floor is a set. Real buyers, real reactions, real first tastes.
It is the best set you will ever get for free. The buyer's face the first time they taste your thing, that is footage you can't stage in a studio. Sense maxing is literally a sensory trend, which means it is built for vertical video. The crunch, the pour, the sound, that is the hook.
So the winner this weekend isn't the maker who books the most meetings.
It is the maker who leaves with 30 days of content. Same trip, same cost, completely different return.
And the Sophie Awards are handed out on that same floor, the specialty world's blue ribbons.
Right, and a win there is a year of content if you film the moment. Most makers post one blurry trophy photo and move on. The reaction shot, the walk to the stage, the first call home, that is the story people actually share. The ribbon is the news, the face is the content.
And sense maxing rewards exactly that instinct.
It does because the sensory hook and the human reaction are the same shot. The buyer's eyes when the texture lands, that frame carries the trend and the trust at once. You aren't choosing between selling and storytelling. On that floor, for one weekend, they are the same frame.
And the brand that can't afford a booth?
Covers the floor anyway. Become the category's media account. Interview the other small makers, report the trends, and you own the audience without paying for the square footage.
Show up as the press, not just the product.
That is the whole flip.
3 to close it out.
1. Treat the show as a shoot. Pre-brief a phone rig or a creator before you go, and post daily from the floor, the buyer reactions first. Real first taste footage outperforms any polished brand film you would have shot at home.
2. Make the sense the hook. Lead your vertical video with the crunch or the pour, not the ingredient deck. Sense maxing rewards the brand that puts the sound and the texture in the first second.
3. The standing franchise. Whether you exhibit or not, build a From the Floor series interviewing other independent makers. Become the media account for your category, and the audience you build there is yours long after the show closes.
That's the food and beverage trend report for this week. Tallow, prebiotic soda, and a show floor most people will underuse.
The through line is the same one every week. The giants can copy the fat, buy the category, and match the can. They can't copy the receipt, the founder, or the face. Spend your week building the thing they can't.
I'm Giovanni Gallucci.
And I'm Chloe Dawn. We help independent operators turn a trend into a feed. See you next Wednesday.